So today I wanted to talk about mindsets. And I know someone, like a family member, and he's going through like struggles right now with money. And I know that his mom is always like there for him. Like whenever he needs money or anything, she's handing it to him.
Enabling laziness.
Yeah. And personally, I think like although yeah, you're the mom, like you should do anything for your children, there's a point where they need to learn what it is to be broke. To go through the struggles, to not have an easy hand to just give you here and save the day, you know what I mean? So, I don't know, what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, everybody's got to work. And at the end of the day, you should choose some kind of life's work that is emotionally compelling to you. But especially when you're younger and you're starting out, you don't have any experience. And so you get paid and compensated based on the value that you bring to the marketplace. You get paid for your reserve of knowledge, your gifts, your skills, your talents, which repetition is a mother of skill, so it takes you time to become competent at things. And many years, typically things take 10, 15 years to really get rolling. And because things take time, it's you have to apply yourself diligently to become good at something that you love and find a way to add value through a product or service. Because all companies or businesses are products or service. And some of them are a combination of the two. And so this person that you know needs to find some kind of meaningful life's work so they can pay their own bills. Because otherwise, if the family member, the dude's mother, keeps giving him cash, why would he need to go to a job? He can just go, Mom, I need money. Hey, can I borrow money? I know what that's like. I've got people in my family that are that way, and they're always, oh, I'm going to borrow money, but they never pay it back. And then as soon as you stop giving them money, then they disappear for a while. But eventually, when they run out of people to get money from, they'll go and they'll get themselves a job.
Yeah, like
And
they
so
start like their path finally starts happening because, they really have to take initiative. But if they keep getting handed to them, it's just like it's never going to happen. You're not allowing those doors to open for you. It's just like other people are opening it, you know?
I had a family member that I knew took their like last couple $100 and they bought a ticket and flew out to California and then like I think had like $50 their name and then thought it was a good idea in their what was it late 20s I think to sleep on a bench out there. Like where other homeless people were, and so the police came by and gave him a ticket for it was like a couple $100 or something for
Oh my
sleeping
gosh.
on a bench. I mean, back then, I mean that area now today is like over with homeless people, but that was he had a ticket and he wasn't even living where he really had nothing but the clothes on his back and a backpack. And you learn real quick what it's like when you're hanging out with that crowd of people. It's like, I don't want to be here. And so there's a lot of pain. And so they went and eventually got a job and then eventually got an apartment and because it was so unpleasant. And sometimes you gotta let people kind of hit the wall, so to speak. You gotta let them fail. But if you keep enabling their behavior, then they won't take care of themselves. That's what they see like with government handouts and stuff. And when they look at like government supported housing and stuff
Hmm.
going back over the decades, is that the people that are living there, because the government gives them enough basically with other benefits that they pretty much can live. They don't got to pay anything. They got to work, and they'll choose to do that, live that way, and maybe do something in cash on the side that they don't report to the IRS, and they're happy with that life. And then they never really grow beyond that because everybody they're surrounded with, their whole peer group is, the quality of your life is in direct proportion to the expectations of your peer group. And so if you're hanging out with people like that, then that's normal. They all justify it to themselves and each other. And like we were talking about earlier, as you start to get away from that, then a lot of those people will pull you down because they want to see you do well, but they don't like it when you do better than them. And
Hmm.
the family members, like, they got to participate in their own rescue. Nobody's coming to save them. Nobody cares about your problems or my problems or your problems, and they're glad that we have them. That's just part of life. They got to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. And at some point, mom's got to kick the adult son out of the nest and let them fend for themselves.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not gonna pay your bills. It's like you got to earn money to pay your cell bill or buy food. I don't know if they live at home or not,
They
but
recently moved out. That's the thing. Because they
well, they're
want.
gonna get evicted if they don't pay their rent.
That's the thing. That's
The
what's
sheriff
happening
will
right
literally
now.
show up with a court order and forcibly remove you from the premises and all of your belongings and put it out by the curb.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a way to remove it, then everybody in the neighborhood that drives by there is going to be taking your belongings.
Yeah.
Free
So,
yard sale.
the other day, I was going to lunch and I saw a couple sheriff's deputies with some of the management people, and they were going up to evict somebody and take forcible possession of a unit, somebody that hadn't paid.
Wow.
So that's what happens. The popo will come for you. So he'll if he gets cut off, he's going to experience pain, and pain is life's way of telling you that the way you're living is wrong.
A reality check.
Yep.
It's definitely in the uncomfortable situations that we see the biggest growth within ourselves. So I hope that that person sees some growth soon.
Yeah. Me too.
And
Well, they're going to hit the wall either way. If they get cut off, which is what I would tell her to do. It's like, hey, you're an adult. You got to go get a job. There's tons of jobs you can go get right now. Start somewhere.
He has a job. He's working like 40 plus hours.
He doesn't like the job, and it's not a very good paying one.
He loves his job. It's just I don't think he really did his calculations right when it came to moving out on his own and affording, because it's not just a home, it's like a car and, feeding yourself, gas.
So his expenses are exceeding his revenue.
Yeah. So that's what's happening.
Well, he could always get some roommates, rent out some of the other rooms in the house.
It's just a 1 bedroom.
Oh.
Rent the couch.
Well, he might have to take on a second job. When I was in college, I worked 2 jobs. I was working in the construction industry as a project engineer, and on the weekends I had bartending shifts. So, and oftentimes I was making more money on the weekends tending bar than I was making working 40, 50 hours a week as a project engineer because it was an entry-level job. But I was willing to do it because I didn't have any experience. And so I gained experience, and then I was able to write my ticket after that.
Yeah.
Because I became competent. It's like I got paid to earn while I learned. So the other thing is, like I was saying earlier, people got to participate in a rescue. You can't do it for them. They've got to want to do it, and his mother should empower him to want to do it, not have a choice. Because I mean, at the end of the day, he's going to experience pain if he doesn't pay his bills. But maybe he's got to get another job. Maybe he's got to ask for a raise from his current job, or maybe he's got to find a job in the same industry, but working for somebody who's willing to pay them more.
Yeah.
You don't get what you deserve in life. You only get what you negotiate.
Yeah. And be responsible with the money as well, too. Not spending it on things.
Yeah, your revenue needs to exceed your expenses.
Yeah.
And a lot of people live where their expenses exceed their revenue. And then you're going to have problems. And it sounds like that's what's happening. They're spending more than they make. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Our federal government does that, but they can just borrow and print more.
Must be nice. I want one of those little machines. Just put like 100 bill and like 100 different ones.
Well, when you become rich and famous and you can pay off the politicians and get some kind of government handout or contract or something, it'll
Just becomes
always
easier.
pay you big money.
you could also advise this person to look online for some part-time jobs that are like on Indeed or like Upwork and see if anything is in their skill set or something like that.
Yeah.
There's always like a way to find something just to help them out.
Side hustles.
Side hustles.
Yep.
Whether it's like a creative outlet or
As a man, you should always be trying to expand and grow more. There's always another level to grow to. You should always be trying to add to your reserve of knowledge. You should always try to develop your gifts, your skills, your talents, because the more competent you become, and when you become competent at something that you love, which you say he loves his job, then you'll work harder at it than anybody else because it feels like playing. And when you work at something that feels like playing, you'll work harder than anybody else, and then therefore you become better. And when you become really exceptional, people will find out about you. They'll hear about you. Your reputation will get around. Headhunters will call you. Owners of companies will approach you and offer you something if you're unable to get what you want where you're at.